well, threw away, I don't know, my box of vitamins, minerals by evicting me June 2nd, 2024. It put us out in the street, so we eat chemicals, drink, we don't know what. I'm here at the Red Door getting food, showing y'all some of my Christmas gifts. At Sunshine Thrift, my firstborn sent me $20, and strangers at the thrift store helped me pay the rest. They helped me buy this USF hoodie. Graduated from USF. I bought it even though I don't like it because there's zippers on the pockets. Adidas is one of the only companies that puts zippers on the pockets. And I appreciate this. This is in downtown Tampa. I had several people following me. A white Tesla with a white lady driving it. Isn't that beautiful? That's Tampa Police Department right there with the blue. And I guess that's a city employee making sure everybody's safe out here picking up food. Some of the other gifts I got were a bus pass for the month, $32.50, with the $40 that John Waldron gave me. I bought a Coleman gas stove. I haven't figured out how to work it. It comes with a regulator, a generator, a gas tank, and then it has 2 burners. I want to start cooking my own food, and you'll be able to see the difference. Look at my face now. See how droopy it looks? Once I start cooking my own food, you're going to see the fullness and the beauty return. It's spell work also. There's 3 different covens pulling on my energy. I'm going to go back up here and see if I can get some more food. A lot of the ministries that feed the homeless, if you don't have the people there with you, you cannot get the food for them. I have this bicycle. We don't have bus passes for all of us, Aset, Angola, and Abby. I'm including Aset, even though she's over at my grandma's house, 2913 East 20th Avenue, Tampa, Florida, because she's the girl twin. She has a brother, the boy twin. When he says, "Mom, I need food," I go to the pantries, I get him food. But he pretty much is fending for himself. And Aset, I think, she told me she had a food stamp card, so she's fending for herself too. I talked to her a couple of days ago. She sent me $25 for my birthday, and she only has $40 left on her food stamp card. So I feel like I can replace the $25 gift by getting her food. If they have blankets, I'll get her blankets. If they have things I know she's going to need, I will get it for her too. Anything else, Mama? Can I get seconds? Is there enough for seconds for me and mine? I can't get for the whole family? Thank you. Thank you. So they're helping me feed my family for the holiday, and I really appreciate it. Yes, please. And Chief Judge Ronald Figueroa, you need to put me. Thank you. Do you have any blankets? If you can give us 2, we can bunk up.
They're little.
It's okay. Whatever we can get. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Judge Ronald Figueroa, you need to put my children in your will. You know you let them steal my money, and you let them reduce me down to a homeless person when I have a trust fund. And you know this. And I'm going to be praying against you until you get things right. As I was riding past the courthouse, I started to stop. But if I would have stopped, I wouldn't have all this food. So I have to think about my children first. And you know that. Just like you and your children get to go on vacations, places, and do things. My children and I deserve to also go places and have the things we need, not walk around with 5-year-old technology. We deserve. My children want an iPad, so you make that happen. I need a Mac Pro. And I'm talking directly to the Chief Judge. And I might as well talk to Barbara Twine Thomas, because you know what you did. I can't run all y'all names down. The people that are over my YouTube, I should be getting paid by YouTube, but the hackers, they get my YouTube checks. So it's like every way I make a way for myself, they close the door. And I guess they think they're going to run me into the ground so that I can kill myself. Y'all didn't know my daddy. My daddy was a king. King Arthur Atkins. My dad would be drunk from drinking Seagram's gin. He would get in his recliner and he would sit and say, I am King Arthur, I am King Arthur, I am King Arthur. I didn't know nothing about.
Are you inside?
Hmm?
Do you have a place to sleep?
Yes, we're in a building, but we don't have electricity.
Well, this you can't have if you're on the street, because when it gets wet, it would be horrible to be.
Okay. My daughter would love that. She crochets. She would love that. Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
I can get you
Oh, I have a,
You
okay.
need a bigger bag here?
Yeah, I think I have a big bag in my pocket. I'm going to step back here and let you help them, and then I'll step back up. You all are...
You don't have any boxers?
So, it's not fair. And they've been stealing from me for so long. I didn't get any of my stimulus checks. They took all my stimulus checks. And it's like, I'm a human being. All you had to do was be breathing. And they steal everything. My siblings, my family, these fake friends they've recruited, these fake boyfriends that they send to me.
There we are. All right.
Thank you.
Get your bag.
God bless. You're welcome. And I go to the appropriate authorities. I go to the U.S. Postmaster in Washington, D.C. I complain. What happens? Nothing. I send letters to the Tampa Police Department, the police chief. What happens? Nothing. Where's my car? Where is my 2011 Dodge Caliber? It was at Dr. Twiggs's building, 3304 East Hillsborough Avenue. Now, I don't want to keep talking about Dr. Twiggs because I admire Dr. Twiggs, but I don't understand why he would come and evict me. I just don't. From that building, when we talked about me paying him for the year. And I know Les Brown sent him money for us to be there. So my brother probably came. Thank you very much. He gave me an extra bag. Yay! My brother probably came and said, I'll give you $1 million of her money if you put her out. That way, she can be homeless and we can kill her and we ain't got to talk about the money that we're stealing from her. God wants you all to be accountable. He wants you to give a formal apology and a plan for atoning for the things you've done to me. You all think because I don't want to fight you for money that I don't count. Just because I don't love money doesn't mean I don't count. Yes, I love people more than I love money. That's a good thing, right? Isn't that a good thing? Wait a minute. Okay, I got my bag. I don't know whose bag that is. You see that bag right there? I'm hanging around because I try to get extra. It makes it very comfortable for us when we have the next meal already in hand. So they gave us blankets, which are really nice. I'm going to show them to you. Abby crochets. She'll either use this blanket or she will unravel it and make other things. I've been having her make headbands. Isn't that pretty? I've been having her make headbands so that we can sell them. And then that's a blanket that you can just wrap around you. Let's see. There was another one in here. Did somebody come by? Okay. The other thing. Most homeless people are pretty cool, but there are people who will come by and grab your things. So it's best to have two people, but the only reason I'm down here now probably is because of this bicycle. I rode it all the way here. My legs are burning, but I made it. And I really wanted to stop at the courthouse and check on the $19,000 that Alba said was there to see what I have to do to get it. My children are losing faith in me. My daughter is whispering behind my back, and I believe working with somebody behind my back. Who do I think it is? Maybe Alex, my nephew, who is, should I say that? No. I don't know. I'm hoping and praying he will rehab his life. He will get to the point where he wants to put in the work. He's a brilliant rapper, and rap is the kind of thing that you have to have a full-time job to support yourself, and then you do your rap until you become discovered. You can't, try to be no full-time rapper. You'll die. Ask the rappers. I ain't saying nothing out of the way. I'm going to trust these bags, and I'm going to, let me see. This is probably the extra. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to give this to the dogs. See, the thing is, these people could be setting me up and come and put down something that they were given and put it back down here, and it's got poison in it, and then my dumb ass eat it. So I tied that. I'll give this to the dogs. If a dog dies, I will be very sad, but it'll be better than a human having problems. And this is the way I have to live because they've poisoned me so much. I have a belly now. And it's not a big one because I still do my leg lifts. I still do my 100 Kegels. And I just started back doing those because when they give you that cyanide, why did I say cyanide? Is that what I mean? Rat poison is arsenic, so they must have been giving me some cyanide some kind of way. Okay, so when they give you rat poison, it thins the arteries and veins in your body. And you could sneeze and rupture an artery. I don't mean artery, I mean blood vessel or a vein. Arteries are a little more sturdy. And you have to be careful. So when I knew, okay, I allegedly knew that I was being poisoned with rat poison as I was praying to God, he would say, don't exercise. Don't go to the gym. Do not exercise. And I saved my life because I use a lot of weight. And putting that heavy stress on myself, it would have caused me problems. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for these blessings. We have food for the children and the dogs. Now, if I stop right now at the courthouse looking like I look, let me show you. With a bicycle and bags, and I smell a little bit musky because I stopped poisoning my armpits with the aluminum deodorant. I just refuse to kill myself to make you all comfortable. If I smell a little funky, get away from me. But I'm not going to continue to put the aluminum under my arms in a very vital place called your lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes are like bus stops. It stops and picks up a bunch of people, right? So you pick up a bunch of aluminum and then it takes it to every part of your body, just moves through your bloodstream and drops off that aluminum in different places. And over time, it collects up and it completely blocks different receptors. And once those receptors are blocked, you get things, other diseases, cancer, because sometimes you don't know that your shit is blocked up. You don't know until you feel the big cyst, the big lump, the tumor with cancer in it. And so I just decided, fuck y'all. I'm not trying to appease y'all. Even when I was trying to appease y'all, y'all were still complaining. I was perming my hair. I put that acrylic shit on my nails. I never got crazy enough to put caustic glue above my eye because I don't want to be blind. And there's little tiny blood vessels in your eye that can take that caustic glue to other parts of your body. I think you women are really insane. And so I want to open up an institution of learning and healing so that when we see you, we can walk up on you and give you a card. The card comes with free transportation, free meals, free room and board, and you come check in. And we want to hold you for 24 hours and just talk to you. And if you want to go further with our services, you can. But we want to make sure that you know what you're doing to yourself. And I want to do that for people that do the fake eyelashes, the acrylic nails, the perms, whatever y'all doing with y'all booties, instead of getting a bicycle. I intentionally got a bicycle that does not change gears. Why? Because the best coach in the world, the best track and field coach that I know, Dr. Juanita Underwood. Now, she was Juanita Underwood, Coach Juanita Underwood, when she was my coach at Van Buren Junior High School. Van Buren is now named, what is that? Carver G. Woodson? What is it called? Booker T. Washington? I don't know. It's on Yukon and 22nd Street in Tampa, Florida. It's turned into a learning center for K through 8th grade, I believe. But back in my day, it was Van Buren Junior High School. And Dr. Juanita Underwood helped us to understand, if you don't put out no pain, you ain't gonna get no gain. I used to get off the athletic school bus. That was when we had real sports programs in schools. I would get off the bus like this, and when my leg got down, you see that trembling? My legs used to be trembling. I used to walk home like this. I was like, I'm not going back to practice tomorrow. And every day I showed my ass up. Now let me tell you about what happened at the end, and I believe this was witchcraft orchestrated. Because they were already doing witchcraft on me and taking things from me. Who was the they? I think Irene P. Scarborough for sure. And I don't have other names to add to that. My family's angry with me because I'm telling the truth. But there's no way to get rid of generational curses if you don't confront them. And you have to confront them by identifying them. You have to identify them by saying, this is what happened. It happened to me. It happened to my sister Alva. She had her appendix removed. She had asthma. All of that was spell work. My brother's business not going far, spell work. The elder was taking from all of the grandchildren, maybe not all of them. Ava, she's brilliant. She lost all of her hair. It got all burnt out. I'm not going to say the person's name who did it. I don't know. She reminds me, she looked like my Auntie Cookie. And so spell work manifests in different ways. Destiny swapping. Let's say you have a beautiful voice and I like your voice and I want your voice. Then I'm going to start doing spell work. And I don't know how it's done. I'm learning through other tarot readers on YouTube University. Thank you to all the tarot readers, the karmic ones and the blessed ones, because they give you information that you can use to transform your life and protect yourself. So I might start attacking your throat chakra and trying to pull your strength from you to me. I had a much stronger throat chakra, and I know the person who took half of the strength that's gone. He's a jit. He not only took that, he stole my books, my Medu Netter, volumes 1, 2, 3, and my cards. Now, what happened to me at Van Buren? The almost. I would have been an Olympian. I'm certain of it. Miss Marks, my typing teacher. Now, how important is it to learn how to type, to learn the keyboard? How important is it to know right now? How many 8th graders are learning the keyboard right now? Right. Okay. You can talk into these phones and it types for you. She gave me an F. Was it an F? Was it a D? I think it was an F. On my athletic progress report, I made it to the state, what do they call, state finals, state competition. And we were having a pool party at Miss Underwood's house. Now, I was not the type of child, I've never been a clever person. I've never known how to do slick shit. I've never wanted to learn. I mean, I'm just going to do what it is, and what the consequences are, they are. If I was slick or clever, I would have turned that D into a B. Now, if I was my sister Ava, shit, I would have had another teacher, pay another teacher to write up a whole nother progress report and sign it. I was scared to get caught. I don't know where that came from, but I was me. So I turned in, how you doing? I turned in my progress report. And as a result, I was told that I could not participate in states and I could not come to the pool party. You talking about cried like a baby? You talking about cried like a baby. I cried like a baby. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of other stories. A whole bunch of it happened, but these are just the life-changing stories. At USF, I was an older student because I had my first child on my 18th birthday. That was another traumatic event. The person that impregnated me did it intentionally so that we could get married. And I was okay with marrying him. I just told him, get a real job. I'm not marrying a drug dealer. If you get a real job, it could be at Burger King. I don't care. But I will not be taking a dope dealer back to my mama talking about this gonna be my husband. I will just become a single parent mom. And that's what I did. Because he said, I ain't gonna work for the white man. If you in this world, that's the only man you're gonna pretty much work for. Now I know you all that have your businesses, you think that you're a self-employed person and you control your whatever. If the master puppeteer, he falls right under God. If the master puppeteer, he's on this earth. If the master puppeteer decides he wants to tear down your little business, ask Kanye West. He'll strip your money, your connects, your house, your car, your children, your mate. Okay? Think it's a game. And I done been through that too. So you got to get to the point where the only thing that you really love and cherish is your relationship with the Creator. With that kind of mindset, no matter what they do to you otherwise, it's okay. It's okay if yesterday you were living over there in that. Now today you're homeless and you're over here at the red door trying to get sandwiches because you see it all as a lesson. So what did I do to get down here? Was it something that I did, or is God using me to raise up a nation of believers? Is he using my life so that other people can look at me and watch me climb back up the ladder bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, floor by floor by floor by floor by floor, until I'm on the top of that building, to say, if she could get knocked down like that, be over here and end up in her G-Wagon. See, I wanted to boycott Mercedes because all of these, what do I call them? I call it human traffic transport, because these men, they get these Mercedes to try to pull women, and then when they pull the women, they want to sex traffic their children, sex traffic the women. You don't even know it. He lies to you and tells you he's a surgeon, a doctor at St. Joseph's, even though the house that you come and hang out with him at looked like a thrift store. Okay, not a problem. This is my sister's house. And well, when I met him, he said his sister was dying of cancer. That lady might not have even been his sister. That lady could have been his wife. And him and his little coven friends could have been poisoning that lady, and at the same time doing death spells. You understand me? First, they break you down. They break you down, 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 down. Oh, I'm going off too far. I'm going to miss my other two things. Is it more important, God, that I continue to talk about how these catfishers manipulate women and children? They do it to men too. It was happening to men before it was happening to the women. And I don't know if the women were just manipulating them for their material wealth, or they also had covens where they were killing off the men. I haven't really gone heavy into that, praying and asking God what the answer is. Is it more important that I talk about that, or should I go back to my life and give the other two examples? Okay, so God said it's more important for me to talk about the catfishing men and how they are manipulating women and children, killing the women. They'll kill your children too. Now, in my opinion, from what I can gather from my conversations with God, long time ago, the covens were not requiring sacrifices so quick. But now, it's almost like you have to sacrifice every 2 to 5 years. I've never been in a coven. I am watching patterns. I am listening to massive accounts on Confession Hub, on YouTube, okay? And I'm talking to God. So, that's where the majority of my information is coming from, what the Creator downloads into my thought process. Okay. So now that they have to give offerings so frequently, I think that means the age of Aquarian has taken a stronghold, which means, now you see that I'm watching this yellow van now. A lot of times people come up on me, they have these devices that can capture and freeze my device. I'm on a live, so I can pretty much talk for 3 hours, and it's not going to really cost me any problems. I need an SD card for my daughter's phone that I'm talking on so that I can take my videos off of her phone and free up her memory on her phone. The reason that I like to keep a copy of my videos is because YouTube can say to me, even though you own this video, I'm not giving it to you for da 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 da. I recorded 2 videos yesterday. One was 54 minutes roughly long. The other one was under 5 minutes. Whoever controls my YouTube account, they mark them private. So I just put a community post that says, Bozo, move it from private to public so people can see it. Now, why would they mark those private? Because I was talking about the theft of my children by Chief Judge Menendez, Judge Catherine G. Esrig, attorneys Henry Noble, Angela Bridget White. These are all black people, so I want you black people to stop thinking that just because you got brothers and sisters that say they're with you, it makes a difference. The people that stole my children from me were primarily black people, and I'm black, okay? So it's about what spirit sits in their soul. So I said Henry. The first one was Norman Palumbo Jr. He was a man of color. He's not white. He looks... What does he look like? He's from Venezuelan or some islander or something like that. And then after Norman Palumbo Jr. refused to submit my motion to dismiss that I had already typed up, all he had to do was review it or say, hey, send me over your document and let me tweak it. He said, no. This is my court-appointed attorney now, talking to his client, who gave no probable cause for them to take my twin children at 3 days old at the hospital, Morton Plant Meese Hospital in Clearwater, Florida, where they gutted me like a fish. I didn't need a C-section. That was all witchcraft rituals. They probably went in and took some of my eggs. What's his name? Probably allowed those people to come into his house and take eggs from out of my body and sell them. Who am I trying to say? I slept at John Waldron's house after my purse was gone into at Donnie's house. Okay, it's rolling off my tongue, so that had to be what happened. Donnie, you either gave somebody the key to come through that front door while I was sleeping on that couch, you put something in them water bottles, them tea bottles, Gatorade bottles are in the food, so I was out like a light, and there's no telling what else you allowed to be done to me. Did y'all take my eggs? Was John Waldron a part of it? Because John Waldron knows doctors. He's in the upper crust of life, and if you're a surgeon, you're in the upper crust of life. I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. I took you at face value, and that was my problem. That was a mistake on my behalf. Look at what it's cost me. Ain't none of y'all nowhere to fix none of the problems. None of y'all nowhere to fix none of the problems. Now, one thing I can say about Mr. John, he used to talk shit about me to my face. But one day I took him to the store, and I was on the other aisle. I never told him this. And he said, oh yeah, everybody thinks she's hot stuff. She's not great. She's not great. And he started talking about me. And I overheard it. And I said, Mr. John, were you talking about me to that man? Were you talking about me? And what I'm trying to say to you is, you can be a great person. You can be so great that people only want you They want you to themselves, so they'll lie to the other people that come to approach you. When I first met Donnie, I had him drop me off to the park because my son was down there playing basketball. And I'm sorry, son. I apologize. I hope I can make it up to you. There's an incident playing in my heart. My son was at the basketball court, and I was in the car with James Johnson in his little white BMW. And he was yelling and screaming, "Mom, Mom!" I couldn't hear him. I don't know if music was on or what. And he wanted me to come see him play basketball. And the person I was with has such an angry, mean spirit. I don't know if he's still that way. I don't even know if he's still alive. Whenever I was around him, I became a king of swords reverse so that I could deal with him, because he's the kind of person that might say some shit to you, and I might say, "Listen here, you ugly, black, dark motherfucker. You're not," I might have to talk to him like that to help him to understand. You really got the wrong one. Yes, I'm easygoing, but whatever energy you give me, I promise you I can give it to you. I am a thespian. I took acting at Armwood Senior High School. I took acting at Hillsborough Community College, where I got my AA degree from. And I also took acting and applied voice at the University of South Florida, where I got my bachelor's degree from. So you really need to stop playing. Oh, I grew up in the house with Arthur Atkins. There is no tongue in the world who can degrade a person better than my daddy, Arthur Atkins, especially after he done got a half a pint of Seagram's gin down in that system. So he didn't understand that. But for some reason, maybe the kids that were around him taunted my son. Your mama don't see you. I don't know. It hurt me to my heart. And from that day, I said, I got to get away from this man. I got to get away from this man, because instead of him pulling up to the park and saying, "Let's get out and, play ball with your son," this nigga was trying to get to his Netflix and chill real quick. You understand me? You know what he was really trying to get to, right? Yeah. And we've retired from that. So years now, retired. People don't appreciate you. The more you give, the more they want. They don't appreciate you anymore because you give them more. Ladies, I hope you heard what I said. Set you some boundaries and stand firm. Anybody that falls to the wayside needed to be gone. They were never going to serve your purpose. Okay? All right. So I've said a lot. I've deviated several times. And I guess I want to go back over here and get back on track about these homosexual covens. These men come together and they intentionally break women down. Now, the man that I met who told me this, I was a student at the I was a student at Hillsborough Community College, because Irene Scarborough, the person who did witchcraft on me and was the reason that I was not able to take my full athletic scholarship in another state, they I am alleging, sent a man to come and court me and impregnate me so that I could stay close to the family. It's hard for people to do witchcraft on you effectively when you're not near them, where they can feed you witchcraft in your food, where they can take your hair, where they can go in behind you and take your menstrual pad or your tampon and use your blood to keep you bound, to keep you down. Okay? So I'm going to see if they need food. Did you all come to get food? Here, I'm going to give them one of these. These were just sitting out, so I'm assuming, okay. I don't know. I'm doing a video here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, they have to keep you close. So I guess they knew if I got pregnant that I would stay close. I did schedule an abortion, and the man who impregnated me said, please don't kill my baby. Please don't kill my baby. He was whining. I don't know if he shed any tears, but because he said, please don't kill my baby, I didn't kill his baby. And I'm so thankful that I did it. And I want to say to you young girls and you women, in my opinion, you don't have the right to kill a baby that is anchored in your womb growing. Even if you want to go to God and say, God, take this baby from me. If you do the part of laying down and getting impregnated, then would you like a bag, sir? You want a bag?
For what?
They were giving out food earlier.
Oh, what are they?
Well, I don't know.
I'm hungry.
Here, I saw you looking, so I'm going to take one of these for us, okay?
Go ahead.
You look like God has given me this gift where I can see people's thoughts now.
I know.
And so I thought you were saying, I want food. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. So what was I saying? Oh, God, give me back my thoughts. I'm going to wait until it comes back. Okay. So they have to be close to you in order to do the witchcraft, right? And I was saying that he begged me. Oh, I'm going to say to you women and children, even if somebody rapes you and that baby is in your womb, the only way that could have happened, in my opinion, now this is a religious statement I'm about to make, in my opinion, God has to allow it. And I think you should allow it to come forward. And that's just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own life and they get to talk to God and see what they think. Now, me personally, I have aborted a set of twins before the twins that I gave birth to that are now 20. And I kept thinking maybe this is why God allowed them to take my children, because I killed those other two children. There was an abortion clinic on Kennedy, and I went there. I was within the 8 weeks, and I opted to do that pill. You take a pill. How you doing? You take a pill, and okay, so I'm gonna stop and turn. See this man right here? He needs a wheelchair. And John Waldron, I want one of those wheelchairs out of your storage unit. You got, I know, about 20. I don't mean to put your business out there, but I want to give them to people like this. This man probably ain't got no $400 to give me, but maybe with his food stamps every month, he could buy me a box of chocolates until we get to $400. We could barter. That's something we do in the world when we're down on the ground and poor. Even though he can't pay me with money, he could buy me a box of chocolates and give it to me as a gift. And I would give that world's finest chocolate, box of chocolate, or buy a box from Costco's or somewhere. They sell those fundraiser boxes of Hershey's chocolate. And my girls will go sell them and turn it into cash, and then we can pay a phone bill or start saving money to buy an iPad. This is how the scuffle do it. We scuffle, and that's how we would do it. He probably doesn't go to the doctor. The doctor probably doesn't want to sign off on the form to give him a wheelchair because they get docked if they keep sending in these, what are they called? Prescriptions for things like that. So back to me in the abortion clinic on Kennedy. I took the pill. And I was talking to my godmother, Gloria Livingston, at that time, and she said, you don't want something in your body rotting away. Go back and tell them to do the suction, to have them surgically remove it. Now, I'm assuming that my godmother was telling me that for good reasons, and she was not connected to a coven, and she was going to use those aborted twins as a sacrifice. Now, way back then, we're talking about in the 90s, I didn't know nothing about witchcraft. I didn't even believe it because the church I grew up in and the Christians I grew up around, if you don't believe it, it doesn't affect you. And now I don't think that's necessarily true. It depends on how strong your relationship is with the Father. You can go to church as many days as you want to. If you don't have a personal relationship with the Creator and the Holy Spirit is not in the seat of your soul, the devil can pluck with you. Okay? Now, you might not give him credit for what he's doing to you. You may just think, oh, that thing just happened to me. You might not give the credit to the witches and warlocks that affected you. So I went back to the abortion clinic, back to the story. I went back to the abortion clinic and had them to extract those children from my womb by way of suction. And before the twins, I had another abortion. And before that abortion, I had another abortion. So I was using abortion as birth control, basically. Now, over the span of 20 years, I aborted the set of twins, 2 individuals, maybe another one. So I may have killed 4 children. Wait a minute, that's 4 to 5 children. And I consider it murder. And I'm sorry to those children that I did that. And my children that are here, they have lived a scuffle struggle life, but they have lived a life. So, like I tell my children, because my firstborn child, his dad tried the best. I don't think he tried his best. Ain't no sense in me telling lies. But he would give me, when I was with him, he gave me everything I wanted. My neck was full of gold. I always had a car I could drive. And he taught me how to drive a stick shift. And life was pretty okay, materially speaking. The reason I told him, I'm not going to be sitting in the house and they kick in the door, talking about where it's at, and I don't know where it is. And they kill me and my child. I'm not living under that kind of stress and strain, and I'm not living under the embarrassment of people talking about me behind my back. She married to a drug dealer. Her husband sells drugs. I grew up in an honest family as far as I know. I'm just learning about the witchcraft part now. My mom worked hard. My dad worked hard until he lost his job at some mattress making factory in St. Petersburg. And he lost half a finger there. I think that's where it happened. He was the steward, and he tried to negotiate better conditions for the workers, and the workers argued with him, and they didn't get the things they wanted. So he was a Leo. Leos, you can't embarrass a Leo and think it's going to be cool. You can't embarrass a Leo and lay down and go to sleep and think you're going to be safe. It just don't work that way. And that's a Leo in his south node, meaning his primitive state that he was born in before he elevates his consciousness, okay? That takes work, and that takes suffering, and that takes sacrifice. So, $43 minutes, 46 seconds. Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm going to talk myself out. I'm going to talk until I can't talk anymore, and then I'll move on. My daughter's waiting for me to bring her phone back because this is her lifeline. So I told my children, even if I'm not, doing the best of taking care of you, meaning sometimes we have food in the refrigerator. That's what my first child went through when my mom died, and he was about 15, 16, maybe 16, 17. Is that the little Mercedes? Okay, that's like the car that Donnie used to drive, a silver little Mercedes like that with a black hatchback. Even if we have not had the things that we want, you all have to help me. At some point, you breathe, you got hands, you got feet, you come sell this chocolate, you come sell this water, you come to the flea market with me, you come sell these things so that we can make money. And my firstborn was not with that shit, point blank. The second one wasn't really with it either. The last three born, all girls. They were willing to do it. Now, somebody had a conversation with my oldest daughter and she stopped. Somebody whispered something or did some kind of hex on my middle girl. She stopped. My youngest daughter will help me, but what they've done to her is give her some kind of spirit of anxiousness or fear, where she's afraid to approach people. She wasn't always like that. Maybe it's what happened at one of those little graduation events where somebody who said they loved me and cared about me, and I ain't gonna say no names, pulled everybody together and had them go around the table and read, and they knew her reading skills were weak, and they intentionally embarrassed her. Maybe that was some kind of sacrificial offering, or maybe that person was trying to get checks for my children if they could get them into foster care and they become the foster parents. And she hasn't apologized, so I don't fuck with her. And I don't go around bad mouthing her, because I had great love for her because of the position that she has in my life. But she, trying to compete with her brothers and sisters and their family, they have this spirit of competition. Ooh, I got my big house first. Ooh, I got my Mercedes car first. Ooh, I got my, you see that right there? That's probably one of those gang stalkers. They might have been given some money. If you go and kill her or hit her, I'll give you this. Did I get their driver's license? No, but the CIA, the FBI, they watch these films and they can probably, I know they have a lot of things to do. And if I had been not in sight, they would have stopped and took this bike. I done had that happen 3 times. Is that them? I can't tell. So I'm going to get off of that. People have a tendency to look at me and feel like because I don't have money, I don't have value. But I keep telling them I have something far greater than money. 1 is favor, and 2 is information. You tell me your situation, I guarantee you with $0, I can help you get the desired result that you need. And that's because of favor and information. I told God long time ago, Solomon wanted wisdom, I want favor, baby. That's what I want. I want favor. I don't know why that gray car is striking me as interesting. I stop and I surveil things because there's a couple of those bozos left that still think they can kill me. And then things are going to work out for them, and they're going to be able to keep the money that they stole from me, and they're going to be able to steal the rest. They don't know that papers are already drawn up that make sure that they ain't going to get $1. Unless they do something to my children. So now I need to go back and add something if something happens to my children, what I think should happen with the money. I want to make sure that the evil people that did this to me don't get to benefit further from any dollar that they get from me, Aileen Dorothea Atkins. Okay, now, that's the church bell. So that must be 10 o'clock. I can't see the time. All right, dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for allowing me to clear some more hurt out of my body. I want to say thank you to Ron L. Hubbard. Even though you don't necessarily agree with a person's entire organization. A lot of people are against Scientology. I don't know why. Maybe it's a coven. I don't know. I mean, most of the clubs and groups in the world are coven type, gang type things. You can look at any organization as a gang, and any gang is a coven. You come together to promote your vision, your mission, your cause. And most people manipulate other people to get the things that they want. So we should really try to focus on the things that bring us together instead of the things that separate us. And the Word of God done already told you got to try the Spirit by the Spirit. So I meant, there's no reason for you to allow people to bamboozle and manipulate you unless you don't know. And most of us just didn't know. Nobody taught us, nobody trained us. And when we heard God speaking to us, we thought, whoa, am I schizophrenic? Where did that voice come from? You know? So they don't teach you the difference between hearing your inner self speak to you, hearing God speak to you, hearing an angel speak to you, and voices. Okay? And so when we get down to the bottom of it, there might be nothing, there might not even be such a thing as voices. It might be, bitch, those were demons talking to you, ho. You need to go take a spiritual bath. Do that 3 times a day. Don't even let that motherfucking water out the tub. You just get in there 3 times a day. At the end of the day, you let it out, clean it with some bleach and some Comet, and do that every day until you see a difference. Not only that, you need to read 91 Psalms 10 times a day every time you in that bathtub, because you done allowed yourself to some kind of way be accosted by some demons. And once the demons are gone, you notice that the so-called diagnosis of schizophrenia also left you. So I don't know. I'm just saying, when I went to the Scientology church, because I had been doing some research, 10 years of this esoteric information, learning about chakras, learning about crystals, sitting in the sun, meditating with crystals, doing yoga every day. So I had a little knowledge. So what I noticed, and you saw how I was standing on that curb, and this truck came, because I have this phone in my hand, I'm faring better than I would have. And he turned the opposite direction. He was originally going to turn this way. That's my opinion. That's what I feel God is saying to me. I don't think I'm psychic. I think God speaks to me. I don't know what it means to be psychic, really. Maybe psychic means that God speaks to you and you hear the suggestions and then you say them. I don't know. I'm still learning. I noticed at the church, a lady grabbed my daughter's hand, and in the center of my hand, she did a swirl motion. Now, I carried 12 different stones with me. You know, the stones in the Bible that make up the breastplate? I used to carry those 12 stones with me all the time. They're hard to all acquire. Sometimes you have to get substitution stones because the actual stone is not available. So I had those stones with me, and I kept holding them in my hand because I knew I was taking a risk, but I was looking for a church home, and I felt like the Christian church had forsook me when they stole my children. We had a bunch of attorneys in our church, and none of them came to my aid to help me. But when a man who was taking advantage of me, who was also a pastor, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't want these people to feel like they need to come after me, because I want to tell the story so that I can help people, but I have no desire to muddy your name. You're doing a good job of that. Probably yourself. You're probably on the same ish. They came to his aid to help him. So it looked like I was trying to be some kind of home wrecker to him. When I met him, he told me that he wasn't in a relationship. He was getting a divorce from a lady whose name begins with a W, and that was that. Now, the lady whose name begins with a C, where she came from, I don't even know. But she appeared in the relationship. So
you have a notification. You have a notification. Notification.
I have a hard time talking around the truth without just saying the names. So I have to pause a lot. And I guess there's no real need for me to go further into that. The whole reason I said that is because I felt like my church family forsook me because, one, my Reality Speaks talk show was upsetting some of the politicians in the area. But politicians, when people tell the truth, chief of police, sheriff, is Sheriff Conister still our sheriff in Hillsborough County? I didn't keep up with who won in these elections, so I don't know who's moved from seats, and I don't know the new people that came in. I was running for school board, but because my family and the fake friends around that were sabotaging and holding up my money by saying I'm crazy and I can't handle business and I need a conservatorship over me, or I need a power of attorney. Maybe Ava had the fake power of attorney. Natalie Renee Carnegie, my used to be friend, well, I think she was always a fake friend. She became friends with my sister Ava, and they create fake documents, get to the computer and type up some shit. I went to Natalie's cousin Anna to get a power of attorney, limited power of attorney signed, because my family, I could tell, because they kept calling DCF, making false reports against me, were trying to get my 2 youngest Lotus birth babies in the system so that they could get some more checks, because my twins that they stole from me were aging out. So, they done used them for 18 years to get checks. So now they're like, she had 2 more. We're going to take them too. And we can, let them take care of us until we get 65 and we can start getting our check. And then,
You have a notification.
we won't even tell her thank you. We won't tell the children thank you either. We'll keep doing spell work against them and pulling their destiny, pulling their good luck away from them, and we'll be great. Donna Young is the person who helped me to understand, as a 5-year-old would, how the placenta works in the birthing process. So my 2 Lotus birth babies are a part of a study that Donna is doing. She's in Canada. And I said, if they keep messing with me and trying to steal my children and give them a bad life and steal the money, talk down to them, do spell work so that, we suspect you, do spell work so that they can have problems in school and they don't do well, and talk down to them every day and fuss with them and pull them out of extracurricular activities to make them angry so that we can feed off of their hurt and pain. And I decided that was never going to happen to any more children of mine. So I was going to send them to Canada to Donna Young. And Anna, I believe, might have called her cousin Natalie and said, Aileen just left here. She looked all crazy and shot out. She was on a bicycle. Her feet, toenails need to be clipped and cleaned, and she looked a hot mess. And I think Natalie got on the phone, how you doing, and called Ava and said, Ava, my mama used to work in a crazy home. My cousin Monty. Well, I shouldn't be bringing other people's name into it. Is it wrong for me to say that, God? No. Monty works at, a local hospital, a local psych ward. I'm not trying to hurt people. I'm just trying to tell a story. And because they're calling me crazy, sometimes I say the name so that when the FBI and the private investigators are doing their investigations, they can go and say, well, everything that lady said was true. We went and checked everything she said, and it was all true. So if she crazy, how she got so much truth in her bosom like that? So that these conservatorships and things can be overturned. Now, allegedly, here in the 13th Judicial Circuit Court, they have overturned, we suspect you too. You might just be late for work or hungry. Allegedly, here at the 13th Judicial Circuit Court, they have ruled in my favor and overturned a conservatorship, which took the power away from either John Waldron, my firstborn child, who never has come to me and said, hey, Mom, they're trying to do this and they're trying to give me power over you. So maybe they didn't approach him. Maybe they just used that child's name. They could have sent a fake person in there pretending to be that child. I don't know what the truth is. So I reserve judgment. But shit, if somebody was going to let you be over your mom and you could get paid off of millions of dollars and it ain't going to hurt her, she won't even know, your children might do that. My children might do that. And I know that my children might do that. Did you get food? I'm recording. Did you get a plate? Did you get a bag? You're good? Okay. So your children might do that to you, and children do it to their parents all the time. So I want you all to know you shouldn't, just tell your children everything. My Aunt Gola, she got me wondering what they done said to her. Because, she's about to be 18, but she's talking to me like a grown lady now. And I raised my children to be attorneys. So when they talk back to me, I don't get mad. I try to get logical, and I try to use my training. And she's like, Mom, why would you tell those people you're going to give them $1,000? You don't even have any money. So I said, Angola, you don't believe me when I tell you that we have money? Well, so that means no. And she said, well, Mom, even if you have it, you're not going to get it soon. You can't be believing in tarot. You can't believe what they say. Those people don't know what they're talking about. Most of them are just scamming people. So it made me very sad, and I said, oh, okay. I didn't fuss with her because I want her to always be able to come and tell me the truth. I want all my children to be able to always come and tell me the truth. That way I can help them maybe mitigate their damages. And I just started walking ahead of her, and I wanted to cry. I was probably hungry. I was definitely probably a little musky and dirty. I was probably dehydrated because even though I come and pick up food from the church, most of the time I pray over it, and if I get a good sign, I give it to the children. I don't eat it and drink it myself because I'm old. If there's a little arsenic in something, it probably won't hurt my children. But me, I'm old. I can't be taking them kind of chances. So I'm going to go to the grocery store and say, hi, would you please buy me a half gallon of chocolate almond milk? To another person, I'm going to say, would you buy me some sliced meat? Would you buy me some cheese? And between 5 people, I'm going to get up some food. If not, I'm going to probably pull out my peanut butter, put it on some bread, and eat it. I done ate all the chicken I need to eat. I done ate all the dressing I need to eat. I done ate all the macaroni and cheese I really need to eat. I'm almost, 180? I'm too heavy right now. But I know that, but because of being poisoned, I was not trying to really keep up with the exercising because I didn't want to burst a blood vessel. You understand? So, saying all of that, I want to say to you, do not ignore, the voice in your head. So many people be saying, something told me. Like, bitch, you need to stop and figure out what the something is. Most of the time, I think it's God. So if you listen to that something, you could save yourself a lot of trouble. Have I completed the circle of talking about these men? So most of the time, if it's too good to be true, it is. I look fucked up right now. I look in the mirror and I'm like, bitch, who are you? I don't know you. You look like a motherfucking ghoul. And so if a man pulled up right now in a Mercedes and tried to holler at me, I'm going to say to myself, this is one of those coven members. He was sent by one of the other coven members. This is what I found out. The coven member that I broke up with, ain't seen or heard from in 20 years, sent one of his coven member brothers to come hook up with me so that they can continue the abuse. How about that? And women, when you're with these men and they don't want to have sex with you and you think that's great, okay. And then a year passes, 2 years passes, 3 years passes, and they still don't want to jump on you. Something's going on. And it's not always that they're homosexual. Sometimes they're married. Sometimes they have AIDS and they know it. So there's those things. And I'm sure there's some other reasons why they might not want to. Sometimes they've been traumatized and they don't even like having sex. They think they might not do a good job in satisfying you. They think that's going to change the relationship. And after they don't satisfy you, you're going to leave them. And so they never want to deal with that. They never want to talk about it. Sometimes there's that. Sometimes there's impotence. Their, member does not stand up. Something's wrong with the circulation. They could have a hernia. They could be a PEDO file, and they have been medically castrated. It's a lot of things. But what we have stopped doing is investigating people. When I almost said his name. First child's father came, my dad sat him down and wanted to talk to him, and what's your intention towards my daughter? And my dad gave him the grilling. That's when he said he wanted to marry me, but it was too late at that point because he had done left his day job for that street life, that quick money. And to me, if you keep your day job and you pick up a part-time job, falling on your knees, praying and asking God to make the difference, what God will do is make that difference. And that'll be clean money, and you'll be blessed with things that you can keep. But that fast, dirty money, you can't keep that stuff. It's on loan. You can't never own it. And even if you are keeping it, but you are sacrificing people, killing people, going to the brujas and having them cut goats. I know that truck right there too. Cut goats and sacrifice chickens and stuff. It's still on loan. You might have it for 30 years. It's still on loan. And if you pass it down to somebody else, it might very well pass down curses. So, as my daddy Arthur Atkins would say, it's best to do things right the first time. Is there anything more I need to say? There's another one of those Mercedes cars. So you all beware. And I'm telling you, I don't know if there's a coven member that works with the Mercedes company that helps them get these cars. But I'm telling you, when you see that Mercedes pull up, you want to turn your back and go the other way. And to all of you that bought Mercedes and you like it because it's a nice car, kudos. You don't have to be jumping on me about what I'm telling you. And to the Mercedes company, we are in America and Americans do what they want to do. So if they still want your car, to answer my daughter's call and ended up disconnecting or pausing the live. So I don't know. So this truck just pulled up. I decided to pull closer to my bicycle just in case. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you is beware when you meet a person. And my sensei, how you doing? I definitely have cause to be upset with him because he intentionally impregnated me that second time. The first time, I think he intentionally slammed me on that mat when we were having jiu-jitsu class in my backyard to kill the baby. And he succeeded. I did not know that he is probably in a coven too. People don't want you to know they're in covens, you know? And I'm sorry, y'all shouldn't have, you know, fucked over me. If you hadn't did that, I wouldn't have to be talking about you. So they create abortions. They even have babies and allegedly kill the babies because they had the baby just to sacrifice the baby to whatever entity or energy that they need to pay. I don't know how it goes. They are paying them in energy. They pay them in blood. I don't know. Can I tell that story? I can't tell that story. Okay. So I don't know how that goes. All I know is my mom was in the hospital dying, which I didn't think she was gonna die. She ended up dying July 20. I see her when I'm at the feeding. She ended up dying July 14th of 2006 at St. Joseph's Hospital here in Tampa, Florida. And God told me not to go visit my mom anymore in the hospital, just stay home and pray. So what did I do? I ignored God because my family was like, oh, Mama said you need to come. Mama said, Mama ain't over God. I should have said, tell Mom that God told me I have to stay here and pray, that I can no longer come to the hospital. That's what I should have did. But I listened to the people instead of listening to God. Listened to my mama instead of listening to God. Let me tell you what happened. So I must have been an integral part of the ritual. Lisa, my cousin Lisa Fambro, she has a sister named Marvis Fambro. Her nickname is Little Bit. And their mother is Ethel Kate Fambro, my mom's, I think, youngest sister. Is she the youngest sister? There's Happy, there's Eve, there's another sister. Is Bean a sister? I don't know her real name. Happy, Eve, Ethel, Dorothy, Nazarene, Johnny Starks. There's another girl sister. Rosemary. Rosemary. She got married. Her last name is Frazier now. That's Auntie Cookie. So, still seems like there's another sister. I don't know. But my cousin Lisa was laying on my mama's chest, mostly crying. There was a lady, a dark-skinned lady. Who is that lady that was there singing and praying, I guess, all the time? That wasn't Miss Pat, was it? I can't remember her name. Was she from the Sisters of Jericho? The Sisters of Jericho? I can't remember. Why can't I remember, God? They called us, and we were all there, and we were mostly arguing. Her children were arguing. So Anthony was there, Ava was there, Abel was there, I'm Aileen, I was there. And we were disagreeing about something. And Mom was saying, y'all don't need to be fighting. And the doctor called us and said, you all come into the conference room and let's meet. God told me not to go. Stay in the room with your mama. Them niggas don't listen to you anywhere. You ain't gonna make no difference. Don't go. What did I do? Listen to Anthony. Y'all come on in here and let's meet, right? Is that how that happened, God? No, I don't think that was one of the times where he did that. So why did I say that? Why did I say that if that's not what happened? Is there some witches around here? Divine creator that aligns me to truth, doesn't allow me to be deceived by cloaking methods. I ask you to cut cords, caltrump contracts, known and unknown. Dig up the roots, burn them, throw the ashes into the water as an offering to Oshun. I ask you to please reverse all hexes and curses back to the requester the witch or warlock that prepared it, the person that paid for it, and all maleficent benefactors. I ask you to please call back all my power. I ask you to please call back all my energy from every existence, every dimension that it has ever been in every timeline, every life, in every form that it exists. I ask you to please return it back to me now in the name of Jesus and every other energy that is good. Amen and Hotep. God, why you know how long it took me to put that prayer together. Now, why you gonna sit here and have me say it on live? Because you said so. Okay. All right. I stopped sharing secrets with people that God gives me because then they figure out how to get around that and cause me harm. So that must mean God is going to give me some new tools because he just had me share that with you guys on this live. I can't even take it back. Okay, so if God gave it to you, y'all need to say amen. You need to write it down and you need to plug in your name and free your life. And you can pray that prayer over any person that you think is under witchcraft to free them. Now, me saying that to you is better than any birthday gift, any mansion, any new car, any new house, any amount of money you could receive. There is nothing greater than being free as a person to have your own mind and to have your own body in working order. And that prayer that I just prayed can free you. You might look like an ugly motherfucker with a fucked up face like me and fucked up hair. Look! I don't even know myself when I look in the mirror. They have sucked so much of my essence from me. My face is droopy. My skin looks weird, probably from, the toxins in my liver just doing me in. Now, they were doing this to me when we were at the house, but we have been evicted since June 2nd, 2022. And just in 2 years, they got me looking like an old walking raisin. So I'm telling y'all, this is some serious shit here. And you need to take heed to the words I am saying to you. You need to take heed. So I'm still here at the church. I want to make sure that I covered everything. Girls, whenever you are menstruating, always take a Ziploc bag, a plastic bag. Do not leave your menstrual products in bathrooms. A lot of y'all lives are fucked up because witches and warlocks clean up bathrooms and they take the blood tampons out of there and they do rituals and drag your life. And they don't know you. They don't have to know you. They know that blood came from somebody and it's a living person. So your life be all effed up and you trying to figure out what happened. And that's what it is. Now, for all of you all who may be calling me and you're trying to get gifts to me, you hear my voice. Now, they have these machines that can make a person sound like me. So just know that I don't get no phone calls through. A couple of the hackers have been hemmed up, so they got some new hackers online, and I feel the effects of that energy weapon. So they use these energy weapons. I don't know much about them, how far away they have to be, or how... Wait a minute. Did she forget something? That was weird, but I'm not going to worry about it. Is there a way I can take her picture while I'm on live? I don't think there is. Okay, well, for some reason, I'm wondering who that is. She walked over here and then turned around. It makes me feel like she had one of those machines that tries to capture your information off of the phone. But child, you got behind number 102 if you gonna hack this phone. They done already given us the business. But I can still, those a lot of those, there's a couple of those that follow me. I always think they're connected to my so-called bankruptcy attorney, Laura Gallo, over on Gun Highway. After she had me sign the papers that she was going to Florida medical transport. I wonder why he's speeding like that. Just wasting gas. After Laura Gallo had me sign the papers for her to prepare bankruptcy for me, then she told me I had to go through my brother in order to do the bankruptcy. Now, this is my attorney, not my brother's attorney, my attorney. And I said, well, why? I'm talking to my attorney. When I went to her agreement was between she and I. Now, if my brother came to her, she was supposed to say, your sister and I have client attorney privacy that disallows me to talk to you. But she wouldn't talk to me. So that was confusing. So it's like I'm sitting there saying, why? Now my friend Letitia Karima Penn from Tortola, Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, was sitting there also, and she was just looking. She said, do you mind if I go with you to the event? Because I was still trying to pay her back $2,600 that I owed her from a $3,300 loan that I used to pay 3 years back taxes on a property that my mom owned at 2212 East Mallory Avenue, Tampa, Florida, 33604 or 05. Nice car. I don't like the loud ones, but I like the little Corvettes. And we were buying candy and selling it. So I was going to work with my girls, and we were going to pay her off the last $2,600. The problem is she wanted me to give her every dollar we made. I'm like, bitch, we still gotta live, we still gotta eat, we still gotta, buy toiletries, we still gotta buy water, we still gotta wash clothes. She didn't want to share the money. She wanted me to just, we get out there, sell, pay her all her money, and then we could pay. So she was never a friend. She was never a friend. If I were your friend and I loaned you money to help you have a safe place to give birth to your child, that's where I gave birth to my last baby at 2212 East Mallory Street. East Mallory Avenue, Tampa, Florida. And I believe that's the house that my grandmother gave me, but my brother got with Uncle Pumpkin, Gideon Henley, and his wife, Catherine, and the corrupt probate attorney that he used all of our money to pay to represent our family to probate my parents' estate. But I'm just learning a little more by and by again. They probated only one property. Or did they probate? I think they probated 1316 Kill Place, Valrico, Florida, 33594. My mom's house in Valrico. I think they probated that. And they probated 6010 North 32nd Street. But they didn't probate 2212 East Mallory. They didn't probate 2210 East Mallory. So that was two houses side by side. They did not probate 700 Harem, was it East Harem? 700 East Harem Avenue, Opelika, Florida, the house that Anthony was in that my mom bought. They didn't probate Doug's property in Pike County. They only probated those two houses. And then they sold 1316 East Kill Place, Valrico, Florida, my mom's house out in Valrico, where she lived with Larry Thompson, Ron Derrick, a Moon, and a Set when she finally got custody of those children from the whoever Trista Sampson took him from the hospital. They went into DCF custody in Pinellas County for 10 days. Scott Crawford, against my will, evil bastard, transferred my file from Pinellas County. I specifically told him I was moving to Pinellas County and currently living at the hotel on the beach up the street so that I could breastfeed. This evil bastard went and transferred my child or family, what do they call it? Family, I don't know the terminology, but he transferred my case file from Pinellas County to Hillsborough County. I didn't want to be in Hillsborough County because I was an activist, pretty active in Hillsborough County. Now, I was attending meetings in Pinellas County with Connie Burton and Jamila, Saida, Ironif, Chimaranga, Omali Ishatella, Penny. Hi, Penny, I need to talk to you. I hope things are going well. I hope everybody's still doing good. I see you all moved to Ohio. Do you still have a location in St. Petersburg? I'm trying to talk with somebody from you guys. I hope things are going well. Back to the story, transferred my case back to, did I have a case while the babies were in my womb? I said back to. Whoa, that's some deep shit. So now I got to find out if they had an open case on me before my babies even were outside of my womb. God put back to in my tongue. So that means they had already opened up a child abuse file on me while I was pregnant. Now, who would have did some shit like that? Now I'm getting mad. This is what happens when new information. Now I'm getting angry. Dear God, help me. Please take it from me. I want to have a great Thanksgiving. They're getting ready to close up the law library and all of this down here. I won't have access to come and at least move myself around to feel like I'm doing something. Help me. And I got to make me a sign and get out here and ask people to donate some Publix gift cards, some Sprouts gift cards. Where else can I get some yummy food from? Bravo gift cards. And I want to open up a homeless ministry too. See this man? He just got these things out of this box and laid down. There should be a yard where you can come and lay down if you're homeless. You can come and get in a recliner if you're homeless, like those recliners they have at the hospitals. You can turn it into a bed. You can leave it. Another one of those human trafficking transport cars. You can turn it into a recliner if you want to. And as a human being, there should be a place where you can come and rest. And the Catholic Church is the perfect place to spearhead this kind of endeavor. You know why I say that? They can put on payroll a couple of security guards, at least 3, depending on the size courtyard. And you see here at this church, look at this courtyard. Now, how many people could they allow to come and sit around in there? And if you're a peaceful person, but you see they don't even want your ass here. And I understand that a lot of people are homeless because they have addictions. Some have mental problems, but a lot of that is because of spell work. I guarantee you, if you teach people how to clean their energy, most of the people that are on drugs will stop using drugs. Most of the people that are chronic criminals will stop with criminal behavior. Most of the women that are prostituting will stop prostituting. It is our right as citizens of the earth to have a safe place to lay our head. And for the real troublemakers, you buy some shit off in the boondocks and you put them out there, and them dumb motherfuckers can kill each other if that's the best they can do. If they want to do crazy shit called death, and you take it one time and you die, if they want to act that way, you can't really stop them. But have a safe place for them to come and be if they want to lay down and go to sleep. So you're going to have 6 different tiers of I don't know if he probably already ate. He's just coming back over here. You're going to have 6 different tiers of grading. That way, if you have families, what did it say? Okay, if you have families that were evicted because they didn't have money, you're not going to allow them. I'm trying to see what's in here. Okay, a sandwich, napkin, some gummies, and an orange. That's nice. That's really nice. This is a bag that a guy gave me. He already took the chips out. And there's chips in there. In the original bags anyway. Look at this. Look. I want you to see something. Look at this. Oh, okay. Well, that's my bad. I was in the store trying on sweaters. I put this sweater on. I was in a place called Plato's Closet. I put the sweater on, and I asked him to cut the tag off. So he cut the tag off. It was $16 plus tax. My daughter paid with tap pay. So if I had taken it off and handed it to him, he would have took this off. So that's my fault. So I got to go back to Plato's Closet and have them take that theft device off of there. And there's so many things that we could provide. So why aren't we providing it? A lady, what is her name? Robin? We were talking on Sunday. Sunday we went to that's not the Presbyterian. There's another one of those Teslas. Let me see. That GMC looks familiar, energetically speaking. We were at the church in Hyde Park on Sunday. They're pulling in to this lot, whoever they are. I'm going to get ready to go because I think that's one of those computer hacker people. And she said that in Hillsborough County, they were given $10 million for the homeless, but they took $8 million to do other things with. And so that left the homeless with $2 million. And I don't know how true that is. Every time I try to go and be Miss Activist, I end up with police following me, police pulling me over, police harassing me. And so I said, God, does this have to be? Because I can't tolerate this. And now that I look half homeless, I have a greater chance of them hauling me into jail. So I am not going to do this unless you absolutely are calling me to do this. I'm not doing it. I'm still raising children. I still have my 2 youngest girls with me that I'm raising, that somebody else is probably getting a check for. Disability checks and child support checks. I have the children. So I want to say to y'all, if y'all getting checks for my children, why y'all don't give me something? Why you don't give me $100 a month? Huh? Because you're in a coven and you can't help the person that you're stealing from because they're trying to kill me, and then they're gonna bring the children into their house and start doing witchcraft on them. That's what I heard. Okay. So I want to offer services to, whoa, look at this. That's the church? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 high, and then 1, 2, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. So who's up there? And that ain't even including right here. Who's up there? Who's up there? Now, hey, Mr. Pope, Y'all don't try to give me a hard time now. I ain't saying nothing negative about your building. Because I know if I talk against you and the red hats, the poppies, I don't know the right terminology. I know y'all gonna bring some pain. And I already ain't got no, earthly support. So I ain't trying to wage no war with you. Thank you for my sandwiches and my oranges and my fruit snacks and my chips and the 3 blankets, okay? So I ain't saying nothing against you. You know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. All I'm saying is open up these courtyards and let people come in and have a safe place to sleep. Let them get on the inside of those bars and sleep. The troublemakers will send somewhere else. But there's a lot of elderly people who are being taken advantage of by their children. I meet people all the time who tell me they have trust funds, but their auntie is getting it, their sibling is getting it because they feel like they can't handle their money. Well, a lot of people can't handle money when they first get it, but you learn how to handle money. I'm taking online classes, listening to online lectures so that I know what to do. I don't remember what I learned when I worked at T. Rowe Price, or maybe I do remember it. Maybe when I get my money in hand, I'll know exactly what to do with it. So, and for you thieves and families and you thieving ass friends, you don't have the right to take people's money. You see, if God put somebody's name on it, that's who he intends to have it for a particular reason. Maybe there's somebody else he's trying to bless, and he knows if he puts the money in that person's hand, they will give it to him. He knows if he put it in your hands, you ain't gonna give it. All you gonna do is go buy some meth, buy some more damn equipment from Home Depot, but you ain't gonna really do shit with it. Tell people how many roofs you fix, and you ain't really doing a damn thing. And my brother is a victim too. See that green thing right there? She's been following me. He's been following me, I don't know, for that was 2020, since about 2020. So that lets me know that the old heads are out, and they're trying to see if I'm at this courthouse trying to put their ass in jail. Or maybe they paid the hacker and said, hey, make sure that video she's doing does not go on her feed. So when you watch this, you might not watch the whole thing. I want you to ask 5 of your family members to join my platform so I can get a paycheck. My intellectual properties attorney is going to get control over my 5 YouTube channels so that I can get my paychecks. And they're going to sue YouTube if they need to get me my money back. And maybe some people will go to jail for intellectual property theft. What I don't like is these white collar crime people. They can steal your money and get like 6 months. There it is again, or another one. Yuck. I usually X them out with my finger, but I'm trying to talk out all the hurt and pain so I can have me a great Thanksgiving. I've got to figure out how to get my little gas stove working. Mr. John gave me $40 on the day before my birthday, November 23rd. I stopped by his place. I was going to go to everybody's house and say, hey, for my birthday, can you give me the truth, please? Can you give me the truth? What happened to Lawrence Alexander Cambridge's credit cards that were in my purse? Now, I was around a lot of people. I went to Miss Bernice's house. Her son, Michael Jackson, he could have went in my purse. I ain't blaming you. I was around my nephew that Friday. He went with me to the church for me to pick up some food. He could have took them credit cards out of my purse. At Donnie's house, for some reason, I felt like I had to hide the purse behind the sofa. Hey, how you doing? Here, let me see if I can find you some bread. I ain't got no gloves today, but there's got to be some bread, something that cat can eat in here. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of mess in here. I don't see no sandwich. I just see a bunch of, I wonder if he can eat that. He probably don't eat no granola. Let me see. I ain't gonna keep going. Let's see. Nope. I guess everybody likes sandwiches pretty much. I'm gonna get this granola bar. That's the only thing I see. Open it up for the birds. Something else is in here. Do birds eat oranges? Okay, that's bread. I'm gonna just drop it down here on the ground. They don't really like for you to make a mess around here, and they don't really even care about the birds too much anymore. I'm gonna just put it right here. I'm gonna open this up and give this to the birds. All right. All right, now I didn't leave a mess, okay? I want y'all to see. See that? I didn't leave a mess. I just took it out and put it on the ground. Won't nobody telling lies. So I need you all to pray with me that I will get the things that I am deserving of. There's another one of those human trafficking transport cars. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I'm just so thankful to be alive, even if I look like a remnant. You know, when you go by remnants, they ain't long enough, they ain't wide enough. They got all these little nicks and cuts in places. But it's, you know, it's here. So I am transforming myself from a remnant back into my beautiful, elegant self. So I'm going to be on this bicycle, and I've already decided that I am going to buy pain pills and take pain pills to deal with these aching thighs, the muscle ache. I used to be all about that life, no pain, no gain, but now, fuck pain. I don't want it. I don't want it. So my daughter is sitting at home fussing, I'm sure. The next time a bus comes through here, I'm going to get on it. I think I'm on Marion Street. That's what, Twigs? 500 block of Twigs. And, okay, Marion Street. Heartline. Okay, so I'm on Marion Street, so I can grab a bus from right here where I'm standing and just go on down to the Marion Transfer Center. Wait a minute, I can use this. Wait a minute. I'm going to take this. I'm making signs that say help, and then my daughters are passing out little sheets of paper that says please buy us a gift card. And that's how we're going to deal with Christmas. I'm sure my firstborn child is good for $50, and that's really the only person that gives us money. Auntie Cookie tried to send us $25. It's 11 o'clock. I stood here and talked another hour. Wow. Auntie Cookie tried to send me $25 for my birthday, and YouTube blocked it. So I'm not going to be putting out that Cash App anymore, because I am not trying to put money in the pockets of, of the people that are stealing from me and paying people to try to kill me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I guess this is goodbye. Oh, I said when you're out and about, even at your house, because people in your family, there's somebody in your family that does voodoo, that does black magic. I promise you. Whoever has the biggest house and the shiniest car, more than likely, they are your voodoo workers. Now, or the ones that pay for black magic to be done on other family members. Allegedly, I was selected in my mother's womb to be put upon. I was born 7 at 7 months, 2 months premature. And I wonder what's going on. Hey. Okay, so there is the this thing is pulling up.
Awesome. Thank you. Some food for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's nice. While I am very grateful and thankful, can I ask you, can you afford to give me $10 to wash clothes?
I don't have any cash. I just got food.
Do you have Cash App?
Thank you.
Can I eat this food? Okay, so that's nice, right? Hey, can you give me 2 for my daughters? Can you give me 2 for my girls? Thank you. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes. Thank you. May your blessings and your intentions return 100-fold. Okay, so he didn't have $10 he could give me to wash clothes, and he didn't have Cash App. But I'm sure he has $10 he can spare. But he did what God put on his heart to do, so I can't be mad with him that I have a family that don't give a fuck about me and decides to steal from me and put me in this predicament. I can't be mad with him about that. So if I'm going to be mad with somebody, I need to go find Anthony, Catharteris Atkins, Ava, Raquel Atkins, Alva, Melreen Atkins, Toy Smith, Auntie Cookie, Rosemary Frazier. Do you know anything about it? She said she don't. I know Gideon Henley, my uncle, does. His wife, Catherine Henley, she knows something about it. And I know Ethel Kate Fambro, she knows something about it. Marvis Fambro and Lisa Fambro, they know something about it. So let me go back over here and finish this. When they medically murdered my mom, I was going to ask him, but I'm not. You see people in these nice cars, they are rarely benevolent. Rarely do they actually give you money. Now, that might be because they know esoteric, sometimes you give people money and some kind of way they can, go do spell work or something on the money that you handed them. This is what I'm hearing on YouTube. I don't know anything about the rituals and spell work part of life. And I don't know if God is going to send me down that path to find out how it works so I can come and tell you all how to protect yourself. Maybe he's just going to tell me what to tell you to protect yourself so that they don't take advantage of you. So, let's see. What was I going to say? I don't know why I keep thinking about that food. I'm going to say something, and I'm not trying to shut down the giving of food because people need charity, but you pray over the food. There are a bad apple or 2 in the bunch that give you food with spell work in it to do you harm. And that's the power of prayer. That's why God tells you to pray over your food. So back to the story. There was a lady there that kept singing to my mom. Like she was singing her into, why are you saying that? Lisa was laying on her chest. The lady was singing. I do not think she was from the, her Sisters of Jericho family. And we started walking in the hallway to go have the meeting. The nurse, Denise, she's an RN that works for St. Joseph's Hospital. She said, come back, your mother is dying, Nah, bitch, how the fuck she dying that quick? We ain't been out of the room 60 seconds, because it takes maybe 40 seconds to get to the little office, I'm assuming. I never got there. But we walk out the door, this bitch talking about, your mother is dying, come back. We go back in the room. My brother kneels down next to my mom and says, Mama, don't go. I need you. And in my stomach, I got this pain like that nigga is faking. He's lying. And I'm like, oh man, my mama let them kill her. Damn it. If I would have been at home praying, maybe I could have put a hedge of protection around her, because sometimes when you see things, it lessens your confidence. And that's what I think happened when I came and saw my mom with holes in her throat and, you know, blood, coughing up blood and shit. That fucked me up. It took me off my square. And I was like, oh my God, oh, she in trouble. But not so much trouble that God couldn't have saved her. Shit, Lazarus was stinking by the third day. I know there was a maggot or two somewhere. And God said, flesh, be restored. And the flesh was restored. They buried they hadn't buried her yet, but a pregnant lady. They were funeralizing her. And this is people who die within, you can get funeralized within the first 3 days of death, and then they don't have to pay the $500 fee to do the embalming. They put you in the refrigerator, and then they put you in the ground. They don't have to do the embalming. I found that out when my dad died, because we were short of money. He left a bunch of uncashed checks, and somebody took some of them. I'm just finding that out this year. But for the 4 that I found, I went and cashed them and gave them to Northrop. Who is that? What's the name of that funeral homes? Ray Williams. And let them funeralize him. But we were short by like $700. And the lady that works behind the counter there, somebody was saying something. And they were like, oh no, if you funeralize them early within a certain amount of days, you don't have to pay that $500. And I looked at her and rolled my eyes. And I think she discounted it by $500 because she knew she was wrong. She should have told me that when I explained my problem. And Alva got all the cash, and we ended up owing the funeral home like maybe $246. She took the cash and put it in her pocket. Like, bitch, you couldn't pay the $246 that was still owed to the funeral home? And she's still taking whatever is available. When my grandmother left, she went over there and sold my grandma's stuff for like pennies. My grandma had all kind of antiques and shit that should have been brought back to the house, put on internet or something like that, so that we could garner the value out of it. And her short-sighted ass, gave it away for pennies and put it in her pocket, of course, because, her having a hard time in life means that she should take everybody else's share. And she's still doing that now. Who stole the unclaimed properties form? Who stole that book bag? Letitia? Was it Alex? Alex. Okay, my nephew Alex went through my book bag and got those forms. I just asked God. So Alex, don't come crying to me trying to tell me how you didn't do it. Nigga, if you can't fix your mouth to tell the truth, stay the fuck away from your auntie, boo. Okay? All right. I only have one nephew named Alex. So Alex stole the form. Did he give it to Ava or Alva? He gave it to his mama. Now, I'm talking to God, asking God to help me to know what the truth is. Did they present a fake death certificate? Yes. And did the people give Alva my money? Yes. Did she spend it all? No. Did she spend half of it? Yes. Is that the $19,000 that was put in the court system, is that part of that money? Yes. So can I go pick that up? Yes. Is it still there? Yes. Okay. All right. Maybe that's why they didn't take her to jail, because she brought that $19,000 and put it down there. But she's going to lie to me and tell me that's my portion of the sale of the house. And they're lying. They haven't sold our house. They just switched the names around. There's this guy named Toby Smith. Attorney Toby Smith, I need you to send me $10,000 as a gift for Christmas, because You and your organization single-handedly effed up my life. They don't even show it on YouTube anymore. It says, we will protect your businesses by making fake LLCs and hide your business under fake LLCs. So this A Plus Properties is a fake LLC. Eric Allen is a fake name. I believe that's who Anthony Atkins is. And he hired some meth heads, and I'm not trying to be funny. Meth addicts came and took my worldly possessions and put them inside of a bin, and some of it they took with them. They kept my 2006 Buick LaCrosse, which was given to me by my firstborn child. I was saving it for my twins, a moon and a set. They're now 20 years old, so that they could have a car to get around through town. And they took that in this fake eviction. They took my flea market van, all of my equipment. It didn't matter to them. To them, it looks like junk because it's not their stuff and they don't know the value. If you got 3 boxes of vitamins, $8,000 to $10,000 easy. Now I'm struggling to keep up with taking my multivitamins every day. My children don't even take vitamins because I can't afford to buy them. They can't afford to take their vitamin C, their zinc, their omega 369 because they took my shit. And I'm mad about that. I'm very upset about that. And then last year in December, I called Ava and Anthony and told them I needed $100 to buy a Mr. Buddy heater because we have propane. Well, we have a propane tank, a 5-gallon propane tank. This Mr. Buddy heater, you put it on top of the propane tank and it gives you heat. Last winter, we were freezing cold in that apartment. Well, it's a house. Those are nice bikes. I don't like the loud ones, but that's nice. Because of what they took from me. And they're gonna put my name on that property by myself. And y'all go ahead and put it in a living trust of Aileen Dorothea Atkins. Anthony has already stolen a share. He's already share. He slick got that house at 700 and he probably still owns it with fake LLC shit. And whoever the Pallades group is might be a coven that he's working with that, you know, gives him money and then he has to give it back, of course, with interest and whatever. They're always on our legal paperwork. But we were having a whole bunch of legal proceedings at the court that didn't exist. I would go back and ask them to pull up, dang it, I could have took that one. Ask them to pull up the court records. They couldn't pull it up. My Ronica had to pull it up. The clerks would say, I can't find it. And then they would call the supervisor, which was my Ronica. And then my Ronica would go and get a little box, you know, those little office boxes with the lids, cardboard, folding boxes. She'd go get one of those with a lid, and then she got all my shit in there. So they playing games with me. But the stuff that's officially on record, my shit ain't in there. But when I go up to the 6th floor and say, hello, 20000. Hello, Thomas O'Manzi, bailiff of Chief Judge Ronald Figueroa. Please give this to Ronald Figueroa. And Christine, whoever his judicial assistant was. Allegedly, now he's gone, and there is a Chief Judge, Christopher Sabella, which is probably just a fake name for Ronald Figueroa because they see me as a joke. We can play with her. We can call her crazy. We can send people to come and kill her. And, you know, we don't have to worry about her. We'll deal with her crooked ass siblings and give them her money. Mr. John, they're going to give you your money, but please stop trying to take mine. Why aren't you trying to help me get my money instead of trying to take it from me, Mr. John? Huh? John Waldron. I know a lot of Johns. Why aren't you trying to help me get my money, Mr. John? Huh? You know that's not right. God is putting you in a position where you need people now. And so you have to hold your tongue. You have to learn how to be considerate of others. You have to learn how to give a compliment even if it feels weird because you ain't never really done it. That's what you're supposed to be learning, Mr. John. You can't stay on your same path. Now, help me get my money, Mr. John. Tell me the truth the next time I come to your house. Stop telling me you don't know anything about the trust fund. Stop telling me you don't know anything about a sealed case. Stop lying to me. How about that? Okay, Mr. John? Mr. John Waldron. Okay. You'd be amazed how God will bless you. Shit, he was trying to bless you through me. You know I would have helped you. I ain't saying I'm going to give you my motherfucking kidney. I ain't saying I'm going to give you my motherfucking liver. But shit, I would have been stumping the pavement in the world to try to get you the things you needed. And you know that. Just like I came all the way out to Woodridge retirement community to come and try to help you. I came all the way over there to that intensive care hospital to help you. I came to St. Joseph Hospital with your niece Margie to help you. When they weren't treating you right, according to your words, I called several different attorneys, including Morgan & Morgan, to come and represent you. I called 1-800-96-ABUSE to report the hospital on your behalf. You had more than an advocate, more than an activist. You had a friend. So why would you turn your back on somebody like that, Mr. John? When they were trying to treat you wrong at JL Young and not re-up your lease there at the place. I went to the social worker personally and made sure that she had memos to let her know that you wanted to stay there. So I proved myself to you. So why do I get in return 12 knives in my back, Mr. John? It's not right. That's not right. All right, my stomach hurts. So they medically murdered my mom at the hospital. My brother kneeled down like he was being knighted. So I think she was a sacrifice for him to get into something or get higher ranked into something. And they did something similar in the courthouse here. Amber Tuberville contacted me and sent me all this bogus ass paperwork through the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. They said we couldn't do the hearing on Zoom. We had to come to the courthouse. So Alexander had a little gray Volkswagen car he had just recently got. And Alexander picked up me, picked up Angola, and we went to court because the day that Anthony was banging Alex's head against the floor, I still think it was just stage theater. I think it was staged. All the windows, so let me go. All the windows at 610 North 32nd Street were locked, and it looked like it was blood on the floor. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was paint, but I got down on my hands and knees and I scraped all that stuff off the floor. This is when Anthony was using the house as a storage unit for Milestone Construction and Dominion Roofing. Alva moved back in because she got evicted from one condominium, or condominium 1, over there near Sly and 56th Street. That's a cute little car. Saturn, I think. And then she said, you need to come over here and clean up and get your kids' room set up. And I was over at Ann's house. So I go over there to clean up, and it was really quite a mess. And I ended up staying there with Alva, which was a really bad idea. I'm telling you this to get back to this story. So now, Anthony is living the life. Then destiny swapped with me, took my shit. He, Tina Fernandez, his girlfriend, and Miss Fernandez, Tina's mom, and my twins, Amun and Aset, were all living out in a 2-story, beautiful pool in the ground on the golf course of Summerfield. And something happened where they ended up having to pack up and leave. So now he's back at 6010 North 32nd Street and living in the Red Roof Hotel. This motherfucker is mad that he's back down on the ground. But he probably earned being down on the ground. You can't do wrong shit and stay up for a long time, not when you're a righteous person. God intended for my brother to be righteous. He has angel blood in him, but he wanted to turn against his legacy and be evil instead of good. So now, I think God is more hard on the angels that he sends here to help heal the land when they turn against him to try to live just carnal lives. So, I said all of that to say, my brother, to whom much is given, much is required. So much was given to him, much was required of him, and he flunked his test and ended up back down on the ground in his old neighborhood. So I think he took that personally, and he came there trying to put me out. And it's like, nigga, I ain't going nowhere. Shit. Now, I'll let you take mama house out in Valrico. Now, you're not finna come here with the same shit. And God said, when he was trying to steal Valrico, you should have got your ass in them books. You should have got an attorney, and you should have stood against him then. But since you didn't, you done created a monster. So, they called DCF on me, Alva, and say I abandoned my children. I said, I need to go handle some business in Polk County. This was around one of those storms because I missed in Hillsborough County getting the storm money. So I went to Polk County. Pasco County? Where is Wesley Chapel? I think that's Pasco County. I went to Pasco County to get the money on the card. And so I left my children. Was that the same time? I called her back and told her I needed a couple more days. I ended up gone for 10 days, but in between the 10 days, I came back and I dropped off 2 bags of food. Instead of taking it to the house, I gave it to Peaches, my childhood best friend, Sharon Houston, her sister. I only know her name is Peaches. I don't know if that's her government name or not, but I dropped off 2 bags of food. I told her what was going on. I said, I can't really trust my sister. I told her to leave the kids alone, let them sit in the house and be safe, because I'm not going to leave them at my apartment with nobody in there, because I was going to be gone overnight. Now, when my sister had a job, she was probably tricking, but this is what she told me. She works for a man. He works overnight, so she goes there to sleep in the house with his daughter, and he goes to work. If you understood what I said, then you're saying, well, why couldn't she take her own kid? Well, you didn't know she had a kid, so she would leave my nephew Alexander at the house, running around ADHD style all night long, might fall asleep at midnight while I was trying to heal my dad, who was dying of end-stage liver disease, aka cirrhosis, from all of that Seagram's gin. So I said, Alva, you need to take him. I can't handle him and Daddy. I got to do everything for Daddy. I got to roll him every couple of hours. I got to change his diaper. I got to give him food through the feeding tube. And he took the feeding tube out. That shit didn't stay in there long. And I can't do it all. And she just left her kid, walked away. Now, did I call DCF on that bitch so they could come get her kid, open a case on her son? I did not, because that's my sister. I endured. But my sister, I came to her and said, I need help. I need you to hold my children. Just let them stay here. I'm going to provide food. I own 25% of this house. Just let them stay here. They know what to do. They know how to feed themselves. They know how to take a bath. They ain't going to try to cook nothing. This bitch called DCF on me and said I abandoned my children. I said, ma'am, I want you to ask my sister for her phone and look under the messages and see if I haven't sent messages to this girl 4 or 5 times. Nah, never mind. And told her that I needed more time. When you abandon something, you don't communicate. You don't say, I want it, I'm coming back to get it. That's not abandoning. Okay? So she lied on me, but she got DCF to come. Them motherfuckers took pictures of my children, opened a case and everything. Evil bastards. Now I'm getting mad. Oh my goodness. Help me, God. I want to finish these stories. This is healing for me. This is therapy for me. So I'm not necessarily doing this for the YouTube people. I'm doing this for myself. My health. They feel like it's okay to sacrifice children to get checks. And that's wrong. And they knew if it were up to me, I was going to struggle through life. My children were going to leave me with all their teeth, with good credit, not having no light bill in their name, no phone bills in their name, no cable bills in their name. How you doing, Pandra Jones? I'm sorry, girl. Every time I say that, I think about your daughter, Ariel. And I know you probably paid off her little whatever and cleared up her name, but we were in Seminole Heights Apartments, and you told me you were going to put your light bill in your baby name because you couldn't afford to pay it. I'm like, you can't do that to that baby. She's like, I don't have anything. I don't know what else I can do. Bitch, sit in the dark until you get that money up. So you're welcome to my children because they leave me with all their teeth and with good credit. Because I'm not going to mess up your credit, and I'm going to do the best I can to keep your teeth intact. So, you're welcome. A lot of children don't leave home with that. Ask Kodak Black. Woo! Shout out to the mamas that feel like they should be able to put rent in their children's names, light bills in their children's names, other bills in their children's name. Okay. I can't, I try not to judge people, but I think you should try as much as possible to give your children a head start in life, you know, at least a fair start in life. Okay, so if I keep standing here, somebody might come and bring me some cash. I ain't got no sign. It's illegal to fly signs here in Hillsborough County. I shouldn't say it's illegal. I'm going to say it's illegal because that'll be the best way to put it. They'll take you to jail. How about that? They will put you in jail for asking for help. And some people make a life out of it. And then they never really advance their life and leave. They just keep hanging the sign. It's not like you see them hanging the sign and, next week they got on some tennis shoes. Then the next week they got on some cute jeans. Then the next week they got some nice clothes. It's like, yeah, we're spending this on drugs and whatever. Because if you are asking people for money and it's your job, at some point we should see an improvement in your situation. So I don't want to go to jail. Okay? So I try to ask people to get me gift cards. I was asking them to give me help through Cash App, but Cash App then blocked it up. If you try to send me cash through Cash App, they block it. So that must mean somebody in my family or somebody somewhere does not want me to fare well. So they're like, nope, I'm going to call Cash App and tell them to put a block on her shit so she can suffer. If she suffers some more, she'll come crawling back to me and ask me for help. Has it worked in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year? It hasn't, has it? No. Okay. That's because shit done changed. Okay, now, is this the same God that gave us the food? Now, I done gave the dog food away. You see how good God is? The sandwiches that were up there that I told y'all I was going to give to the dogs, I ended up giving to people that came late and didn't have a bag. And God came and brought the dogs some more food. Because I'm going to give this to the dogs. They're part of our family. Because I don't know why I don't really trust the Mercedes guy. I don't know why. It looks really good, but dear Heavenly Father, is this food safe to eat? I got a yes. Okay. All right, so neutralize, energize, maximize. Amen and hotep. In Jesus' name we pray. So that food is good. So maybe I can give that to my girls and then they can, I'm going to go out and get some dog food. Somebody somewhere is going to buy me some dog food. I did not get the opportunity to go over to the Pet Resource Center. Every time I catch that bus 37 over there to Falkenberg Road, it's like I stand there for 2 hours waiting for those people to come back. I don't know why it takes so long to get back over there to them people. What is that? That's a cute little car. What is that? Oh! I don't know what that is. I couldn't catch the emblem. So, they medically murdered my mom, unless she faked her death. Now, this is one instance. If she faked her death, I would be proud of her and happy at the same time, because my mom doesn't seem like a clever person. And she let my dad beat on her all those years, and it just seemed unfair. Now, what I know now, we talking about 25 years later, what I know now is they might have did some witchcraft on my daddy, and he knew it, and he was mad about that shit. He might have been wanting to marry another lady, and because of witchcraft, he ended up with my mama. And she might have cheated on him, and you see what I'm saying? Because they keep secrets, you don't know. All that time we saw my dad as the villain. But what if my dad had said, y'all around here, ganging up on me, you don't know that your mom cheated on me, and you got a different daddy, and you got a different daddy, and I'm still here. I'm supposed to take care of y'all, and y'all, you're not even my seed. I would have understood my dad. Oh, damn, mama, you did him like that? Damn! You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of dark, ugly shit that your parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles and cousins are hiding from you that you don't know. A whole bunch of y'all was raised by men that weren't actually your daddy. You still call them daddy to this day. Now, if you get your blood type and you go do the research, you can easily find out that your daddy ain't your daddy or your mama ain't your mama. Because certain blood types, when they mate together, they can't produce other blood types. It has to be a certain, AB this, AB that, negative this, positive that, in order for them to produce a child that comes out with that blood type. So that's just an easy place to start. Get the blood types of your mama and your daddy, and you can start. Oh, that's cute. That's cute with the little touch of, what is that, red? That'll be an easy place to start to find out if your mama, or your daddy. What you want to go do is an asset search. What did they tell me? How do you search for trust funds? Within your state, you can search, but there's a more global thing that you can do. I'll tell you what. Call a trust fund attorney and ask them to do an asset search for you. Well, shit, you can't even trust these attorneys. You better do your own legwork. These attorneys are pitiful. I mean, these some thieving ass. Why they going so fast? What you think that's about? About to hit that man. I don't know. I hope Brian Stevenson is a righteous attorney. I believe he is. There's some people that have greater knowledge than attorneys. And I have solicited help from many people. Dr. Umar Johnson, I know you're busy, but I need you to come to Tampa and help me, bruh. I need you to come to Tampa. I need you to make a personal visit to Tampa to help me. I won't take up much of your time, and you can still do your video content. You can even do it with me. Let's call me Yuck Mouth. I have one tooth at the top of my head and maybe 7 at the bottom. It's a real fucked up situation. I look a hot mess. So you might as well come and, make you some viral videos with your girl. So after I'm going back to the hospital ordeal. It makes my stomach hurt. I can barely talk about it. After they medically murdered my mom, then they yell in the room, "Do you want an autopsy?" Everybody said no, because I think the reason they were cleaning her out, the reason they wouldn't let me stand her up. Ooh. Ooh-wee. I'm just gonna close this. I'm standing here, so I'm gonna close this because these flies are all around me. Okay, that's a bee. Hey! Let me see if he comes back up. That's a bee. They were cleaning her out and preparing her for organ harvesting. That's my allegation. Now, I believe that the hospital gave me payment for the loss of my mom, but my siblings took it. And maybe my firstborn, I don't know. They would have signed NDAs. Maybe they had somebody pretend to be me and sign an NDA in order for them to get the money, which means they took my money. But the real Aileen Atkins, with one tooth up top, she ain't signed no NDA and she ain't get no money. So it wasn't me. So it wasn't me, okay? So if there's administration at St. Joseph Hospital, and if you all gave money for Aileen Dorothea Atkins didn't get it. They didn't spend it on me. They put me out of the house. My children and I are living at a friend's place that needs to be renovated. We don't have the things we need to live a good life. No running water, no electricity. We have a generator and we buy water. So I don't like being cold in the wintertime. I went to he was my friend back in, HCC in the 90s. And I don't have the right to take the words that he said to me in 95 to mean it to be the same in 25. We're in 24, getting ready to go into 25, right? That's 30 years. But I believed him, so I went to my friend Harold McRae's house. Used to be his house. I don't know that he still lives there. And left a note. I went to his mom's house on St. Conrad and asked if I could please use the building. I believe he said yes, but I believe that communication was intercepted by the catfisher, Donnie Dwayne Flowers, and I believe Donnie Dwayne Flowers rented out whatever piece of property I was given permission to use to keep the money. And he never told me that I could go there. So I want to ask again, Harold McRae, can I please use your mom's house on St. Conrad? We will be good stewards. We haven't messed up anything over here at Mr. Johnny B. Smith's place. We've been there for a year and a half, and we'll take good care of your property. Scout's honor. So if there's any way you can get me a yes answer to me personally, not to my children, not to nobody else, to me personally. And maybe if you, I know you're climbing in the ranks. I don't even know if you're still with the same company. And I'm trying to be discreet, because me saying your name is one thing, but me saying where you work and all of that is something completely different. So I am trying to be discreet, but because I'm desperate, I had to say your first and last name. And I met you at Hillsborough Community College, right? That's where we met back in 1990, 91, 92, I'm not sure. So I know you have resources. You can hire a private investigator for about a week. I'm still here in East Tampa. It won't take them a week to track me down and tell me yes. And it would be nice if you could go ahead and put the lights and the water in your name and pay it. I will pay you when they get me my money. It has to happen eventually. And if you can set a rent, nothing outlandish. Listen to me. How much? You don't have to do anything to the house. You ain't got to paint shit. You ain't got to nothing. Just open the door. And maybe $800 a month. And you allow me to, oh, look, he likes the granola bar. I don't think he's the same bird that, said caw, caw, caw to get it, but they eat granola bars. Sweet granola bars. That's a pigeon. You allow me to accrue the debt of the water, the lights, and the $800 a month, and I will pay you when I get the money. And that way you don't need a crew to come and renovate anything. And if you don't have lights, if you could pull a permit and get a light pole put on the property, that's all we need. We just need heat, and we only need one socket to get some heat. So if your mom's house has electrical problems, just get an electrical pole and we can handle the rest. So please, 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 and thank you. I don't know if your mom is still alive, but maybe you can connect me with her and I can ask her personally. I tried to communicate with your sister on Facebook. That's been maybe 5 years. But if I reach out to a person on this phone, when you respond back to me, the people who cloned my phone, I know my brother had it cloned. I don't know if he still does, because the police and the FBI, they're watching him pretty heavily. I asked Homeland Security, the ICE department, to start monitoring my device so that they can see who is hacking my device. So for as many times as I have begged them, hopefully they're doing that. It seems like it's working a little, but some of these vigilantes who don't plan to do nothing with their life other than steal from people, they are going to continue to hack until y'all come pick them up and take them to federal penitentiary. And they'll be happy to be there because they won't have to worry about what they're going to eat or where they're going to sleep. It's like that. That'll give them an opportunity to heal, to rest up, get back to their right mind, and get them some kind of GED or, technical degree or college degree so that they can come out and take care of themselves and stop trying to steal from people as a line of work. So while I'm asking things, Dr. Rudolph twigs. I hope and pray you didn't let them people kill you. I hope and pray you're still alive. And I would love to get into your building to get my I know I got 2 rugs in there. I think I got 3. We need rugs on the floor where we are. And what else was in there that I needed? That little broke down blue recliner. It's all cocked to the side because of the way I step in it when I needed to open the door for the dogs. But it's a very comfortable couch, and I put a comforter on top of it, and I would love to have my recliner, please. And I guess that's pretty much it. The owner of the old Tampa Navy surplus supply store here on Tampa Street, 1213 North Tampa Street or 1312 North Tampa Street. Can I please use your building? Well, let's start off with using the property. Can I please use your property to house homeless people in Tampa, Florida? Yes, I'm gonna try to reach you again by Instagram. I never got a response. That doesn't mean that the hackers did not get a response. I don't know how to get around the hacking just yet. I don't have a support system, so I can't go to my sister and say, hey, let me use your phone so I can send this to him. And when he called me back, can you let me know? They did let me get calls from the EBT services. They did let me have conversations with the food stamp people, DCF. I don't know if I was really talking to DCF or if I was talking to hackers. I don't know. They gave me some bad information. How y'all doing? Talking about I only got $1,000 in my food stamp account. That's cap, as the young folk would say. So I don't know if they tried to steal the rest of it. I don't know. But I just didn't even try to deal with it. I remained calm because I think they teach them a secret class on how to start arguments and piss off the people that you talk to so they will turn their back on these services so we have fewer customers. I really think that. But she tried to get a little slick because we were talking about the misinformation that I got when I went over to Tampa Florida Avenue and Bush Boulevard at that DCF place where Mr. Johnson works. He said his name was Mr. Johnson, but he could have been lying. Black man down in that little hole, then there's a fat Italian guy that works there. He might be Spanish, but I really think he's Italian. He, to me, in his face, resembles some of the people on The Sopranos. I think he's Italian. And then there's a black lady that's in the main office that runs the place. They all told me if you're on disability, well, wait a minute, let me start from the beginning. The lady at the front counter told me that I didn't have to do it but once a year. So I found out later that once a year means I have disability. Whoever filed for disability in my name, whoever's getting my checks, I don't know who it is, but because I had disability, I only had to complete my application once a year for food stamps. Now they playing games talking about, no, it's every 6 months you don't have disability. So they don't let me look in the computer. I have to go off of the bullshit that they say to me. And I just keep reporting it to the Inspector General's office. And yesterday, with the information that they gave me, I filed a complaint with the Attorney General of Florida. I think that's still Ashley Moody. I don't know. And eventually I'll find out what the truth is. The EBT lady, Miss Lowe, was it Miss Lowe? Call me back. She said if you have disability, they will mail you an interim form and you only have to complete the application once a year. So I keep getting mixed information, but I think it's very wrong that you can go to the Department of Children and Families food stamp office, ask a worker, and they give you wrong information. Y'all need to hold yourselves accountable for that. So she's like, yeah, I don't think you're going to get your back stamped based on that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. These 12 complaints that's going to come, and I might even come to Winewood and do one of them throwback picket sign protest and just walk up and down Winewood until the Inspector General puts my stamps back on my card. That's what I'm thinking. I should have been to Winewood already. I should have just got on me a Greyhound, kept my ass on up to that hilly ass Tallahassee, and took care of my business. So there's a lot of money that has my name on it, and people have taken it. I talked to you all about my mother's medical murder, and that is sealed. Well, I guess what I really wanted to say is when I went to visit her, she said she felt bad. I said, Mom, you got to sit up. They got you with all of this drip, 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 drip in your arm. All of that excess fluid is drowning your heart, your lungs. It's in your cavity. You got too much fluid in your body. So I set her up, and the fluid drained away from her heart, away from her lungs. She said, wow, I feel so much better. I said, yeah, you got to remember, sit up and don't allow that fluid to be laying all around you. You could literally drown. The next time I came to visit her, they had a fall risk telling me I can't sit her up. So to me, that let me know they just had her there cleaning out her organs because they plan to kill her. Now, when I talk like this to my mom, she thinks I'm crazy. So I said, Denise, tell my mom she's got edema. And Denise said, well, those are her legs. You know, she should know what's going on. So that is what you call medical negligence. Denise looked at my mom's leg. Denise knows what edema is. Denise was supposed to answer the patient and tell the patient the truth. Yes, you have edema. If I would have asked my mom,